Hi, this is Carolyn, and this is So You Want to Write a Novel, Day 1. What an exciting day, starting a novel. Even to this day, when I start a new book, 50 books in, it's still a great day, especially if it's a brand new series. I love that unknown. I don't know these characters yet. I don't know quite how the book's going to go. Even I get a little excited about that. And even when I'm writing a sequel, it's like going home. It's like having a little family reunion with some of my favorite friends. So it's always a little special. So treat yourself a little special today if this is your first novel ever, if it's just your first novel with me. A first is a first is a first, and I'm really so incredibly happy and blessed and pleased and proud to be here with you on this journey. So yesterday was a preparatory day. It may be earlier today. You may decide to write today. That's okay. But you kind of know, first of all, you have Microsoft Word. You know the environment, the time of day that works best for you to write, hopefully. And we're going to sit down and write 5 pages today. Of course, this 5 pages, if we're looking at, and everything I'm going to talk about, the percentages throughout this entire series is going to be based on a 200-page book. So 200-page book, our first act is going to be 50 pages, and 10% of the entire book is 20 pages. So we have 20 pages. If we look on our little story structure graph, we have 20 pages to get the old life done. So we have a lot more than 2 in our short stories. We have 20, but don't go crazy. We only have 20, and this is to show the life that the hero was living that usually sucks before your story kind of came in sideways and knocked him off his perch. That is the opportunity. The opportunity is really our story. It is how we insert ourselves into the hero's life. If you look at Kindergarten Cop, that is finding the woman to find the money to find the bad guy who killed his informant. If we look at Star Wars, that is the droids coming in and introducing Princess Leia. If that is Neo, it is Morpheus coming to say, hey, if you want to know about the Matrix, I can teach you about it. So it is that kind of explosive, your life is going to radically change is the opportunity. We are writing, before that, we are writing the first quarter, so 5 pages today, of the old life. Now, just because it's old life doesn't mean it can't be exciting, and by no means does it mean that we are going to tell, we are going to explain, that we're going to sit back and tell the reader everything about this hero and his old life. That is not it at all. We're going in, we're going to give a vivid snapshot in broad strokes about who this hero is and what he's kind of made up at this time. And maybe in these 5 pages see his wound, that even though he may be successful and good at his job, he still has a flaw. Kindergarten Cop, perfect example. He's really good at his job. He's kicking in doors, but he's very clearly an unhappy human being. He's very disconnected from his more feminine side and is very disconnected from just life, family, anything but going and kicking in doors and catching the bad guy. Luke is very obviously not too happy on the farm. It's boring as heck. He thinks he wants adventure. He says he wants adventure. Then, of course, once he's introduced to it, he rejects it, but he wants it. Now, the filmmakers, took care of that with the chase of the ship, gave some excitement. So if you are going to start your story fairly soft, Neo at the desk, asleep, getting jerked awake, notice that the filmmakers put a prologue in. They put Trinity doing some pretty cool stuff in action and gave us a flavor. So if you have a fairly slow start to your book, you may be starting today on your prologue, and that prologue could be a page, 5 pages, 10 pages. That is up to you. It really shouldn't be more than 15 pages, shouldn't be more than a scene, really. But you may decide to do a prologue, and a prologue is marked by the fact that it is usually outside of time and place of the real book. It may be 10 years before, 100 years before. It may not be on the same continent or even the same planet. It usually does not have the hero. It usually has other characters that we may never see again. They may be disposable. We may kill them off, and that's okay. Now, if you have a pretty actiony start And again, action can be physical or emotional. If you have a pretty well-charged, paced, exciting beginning, you may not want a prologue to get in your way, because prologue does get in your way. I mean, there's some problems with prologue. They're disposable characters. You can attach them and then we kill them. We haven't met the hero yet. I mean, there's a lot of problems with prologues, but sometimes you need them and sometimes you don't. So you get to decide based on where you want to start your novel. If it's a little slow, that's okay. Then give me a prologue with some action. Give me a sense of what this book is about. Because remember, the first page especially is our contract with the reader. This is the story and this is how I'm going to tell it. A prologue may not be the story that I'm telling, but by God, it is how I'm going to tell this story. Certainly the first chapter is this is the story and this is how I'm going to tell it. But again, if it's a soft start, you better give me some idea about the action and how exciting it's going to be. Also remember that there should be risks and stakes on every page, and especially the first page, first paragraph, first line, hopefully. So bring it. Do not hold back, especially in a modern novel. And if you want to make money, you cannot hold back. You cannot be like, I had one person that said, but it gets really good at page 64. What? Then why did you make me read 63 bad pages, right? 63 boring pages. You did not need those 63 boring pages. And a lot of times you're going to start your novel too early. You are going to want to explain too much. And we're going to find that out when we get to page 20. If you're at page 20 in a few days and you're still in the old life and the opportunity is nowhere to be seen, you are like, I got another 10, 15 pages to go before I get to the opportunity. You're overwriting, you're overthinking, you're giving me too much detail. You're probably not giving me a lot of emotion in these pages. So it's just something to think about today before you go to write. Today is, and it's a big deal, the first page. I don't want you to stress too much about it. Just write the best you can today, and then we'll look at this when we edit later. You can either go through the free self-editing module that comes along with the So You Want to Write a Short Story, or I have a 30-day editing paid series where we go over about 10 pages a day of editing and really drill down to try and figure out if those pages are working for you. So remember, there is an editing process. You do not have to be perfect. Matter of fact, you're not going to be perfect. As a matter of fact, you're more than likely a beginning writer, and you're going to write beginning writer mistakes. And I want you to. It is fine. It means you're human. You're part of the human condition. It's fine. Okay. So today when you go to write, taking a nice deep breath, try and disconnect from the fear and anxiety. Try and mute the inner critic so that you can just go and have fun on the page and explore this first page, which is the first time you're going to be maybe writing these characters. Try and have as good a day, a fun as day as humanly possible. If you fall flat on your face, that's okay. If these 5 pages suck, that's all right. No big deal. I can fix something on the page. We cannot fix a blank page. And if today you have a blank page and you cannot write, then again, we have the internal critic module, the fear module, the affirmations to help you get jump started. And maybe you want to try again today. Maybe you want to jump start for tomorrow. Just come fresh to the day. That is fine. I'm really looking forward to day 2, where we get a little bit deeper into the hero's old life. We're going to talk a lot about character tomorrow. These first 5 pages are usually hopefully actiony and a little bit plot driven. But of course, unless you're me, I maintain 20 pages of constant action, but most people are not. So tomorrow, the next 5 pages are going to be a little bit more checking in about whether or not you're building a substantial character or whether you're a little bit cardboardy and just skimming the surface. All right. So I'm going to see you tomorrow. I look forward to it. Have a fantastic day writing. Shoot for 5 pages, 3, 1, a paragraph. I don't care. I would just like you to write. And if physically you can't do that today, then I wish you the absolute best, and go check out those other modules, the internal critic, the affirmations, and the fear modules to help you out. Again, see you tomorrow.